It's time for the Taycan. In today's video, I'm going to be speaking up a Taycan, still the fastest accelerating Porsche you can buy, faster than even the new 992.2 911 Turbo S. So let's have a look and let's get configuring. Here's our Taycan on the right-hand side here. You've got a whole bunch that you can choose from again. I have to question which one to select. I've got fantastic performance, but really only from about the GTS range onwards. You can see the Taycan Turbo GT 2.3 seconds, and with the Weissach package 2.2 seconds 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. Absolutely insane acceleration. We're going to pick ourselves the GTS. It's the middle of the range, generally the pick of the bunch. Starting in at 4 million Rand, it's no cheapie. The wonderful thing about the Taycans is they come with a huge range of mag wheels. Absolutely love some of them, and worth spending some time working through to find your favorite ones. Both in the 20-inch and the 21-inch range, you can get some really, really interesting looking mag wheels for the Taycan. One of my favorites, though, has to be this one over here, 21-inch aero design. I think it looks absolutely splendid on the Taycan. In this case, I think this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful mag wheel on that car. Look at that as we change the background to white. Absolutely beautiful. My favorite one on the Taycan. So the question now is really what color to go for. This is not a small car. It's quite big. It's kind of up there with the Panamera. You're either going to do the white on black, which I've done before in the Panamera, or you're going to have to give yourself a relatively dark color. There are a couple of unusual colors that you could spend a whole lot of money buying. I think they've been a little bit overused in the Taycan. All the marketing models have come out with them. The demo models have come out with them. I'm not a big fan of them. I think you've got to go for something a little bit older, a little bit darker on the Taycan to get it to stand out. This is a good example of it right here. A nice dark blue with a bit of gray in it. Up to you, though, as usual. We've got to get ourselves a nice blue-gray coming through, which I think is what we're going to pick for today's model. Look at those mag wheels on it, looking absolutely fabulous. And it's already got all the high gloss black in it. We don't have to add anything else to the vehicle. Interior-wise, you've got a bunch of choices. I think the Taycan's got one of the most beautiful interiors, right up there with the Panamera, possibly even better. I mean, look at these seats, for example. Absolutely brilliant. So the choice is, what are we going to do with this? This is an electric car. We can do some unusual things with it. It is likely this is going to be a daily driver. It doesn't strike me as a track car, this. And so I think if it's going to be a daily driver, as I usually recommend, the race text is not ideal. I think we can leather it up. Let's hit our usual two-tone coloring in this one. Maybe something a little bit different for this particular specification. We'll go for the two-tone, but we'll go with the chalk beige. The chalk beige generally looks quite good with the blues, and so it helps complement the blue exterior of this vehicle. And so I think it's a relatively good choice in the Taycan that we're speaking today. In the Taycans, like in the Panamera, I don't like adding the fifth seat. I think it looks so much better without that fifth seat at the back. Let's get our seat heating in front and rear and our ventilation, particularly in South Africa. You are going to use these options both in winter and in summer. The dynamic package, nearly 300,000 Rand more, is effectively going to give you the air suspension in the vehicle, which will improve the ride quality dramatically, and it'll give you the rear axle steering. But it does limit your specifications for the aesthetic on the car. So for 300,000 Rand, I'd rather spec the other items in individually and not be limited to what we can add aesthetically to the vehicle. Sports design in carbon. Again, you know how I feel about carbon. I think we leave it off. We go for the blacks on this. I think it's a much, much nicer look. The Taycan comes with a lot of high gloss black already built into it, as you can see in the rearview mirrors, etc. I think that's where we want to go. We're going to add the black door handles as usual to this, just to break up that side panel of the vehicle. There we go. You can see that, just giving some definition, some tone to the side of the vehicle. We'll add in our sunroof. On this, it's going to be a must, like in the Panamera, just to look at that. Look at how it improves the aesthetic straight away on this vehicle. Let's get our model designation in high gloss black as usual. Under the lights, as usual, we're going to get our HD Matrix headlights. They are significantly better than the standard lights. Believe you me, I have driven them back to back. It makes a big, big difference. We've got our chrome in our wheels here. We'll pull through a little bit of chrome elsewhere as well, which means that onto those headlights, we can accept the little bit of chromes that come with the standard HD Matrix LEDs. We don't want it tinted on this particular occasion. Looking at the rear of the vehicle, we've already got our white strip light at the back with the black logo. So everything is pulling through nicely at the moment. Nothing more is required there. As usual, on the interior, we want to get our stitching through the vehicle. We want to get those extra lines of stitching over the dashboard, in the doors, on the seats, everywhere. And so let's click the stitching button. Let's pull it through. We're going to have to select the beige today naturally to match what we're doing on the interior. And you will see the stitching pulls through beautifully through the car. I don't normally tick this button in there. I prefer the high gloss piano black. It matches better with the exterior, and it almost always feels like it's higher quality. All right, let's put through our leather on the doors. I always find that it removes a lot of the plastics in the vehicle. In our now R4.5 million Taycan, we don't want plastics. So we'll remove those out. We can put the crests on the headrests. Always love doing that. It just makes the seats pop a little bit, and it just brings a little bit of class to it. We're also going to add our seat consoles in leather. We do not want the plastic ones. Look at my previous videos for an example of what the plastic looks like at the base of the seats. You don't want that in your R4.5 million Taycan. Backrests in leather, absolutely. We're going to be looking here. You can see we've got a plastic, and it's a matte plastic on the back of the seats. No good. Let's leather it up. Look at that beautiful stitching that now comes through the back of the vehicles as well. We want to leather up our steering wheel if this is going to be a daily driver, which it's very likely to be. We don't want race text on the steering wheel. It'll smooth in no time. We want that to be a nice heated steering wheel with the mode switch in leather, just pulling through beautifully to the rest of the vehicle. You will notice that this is a piece of chrome plastic over here. I don't understand it. That needs to be leathered as well. So let's leather it up, make sure it's looking great. We can put our model logo on the center armrest. I always love doing that. I've put through pictures before where you can see how actually deep that imprint is. It's not a little faded thing. It's very clear in the vehicle. I might leather up the tray between the rear seats though, just to give it a little bit of class over there. Now we don't have a plastic piece between the seats at the back. Getting rid of the plastic. I would definitely go for the leather sun visors. They are beautiful. I always add the aluminum pedals. Let's leather up our inner dorsal guards and remove some of this Alcantara in the B pillar here, which is going to wear rapidly with your elbow in there. You can see that's actually a space designed for the elbow. Pull through our stitching beautifully as well. So let's get there. Let's get the door plate in place. That's the black aluminum pulling to the exterior of the vehicle. That is going to look fantastic. You can see that. This will be brushed aluminium, but you can see the stitching in the leather that's going to take place. They're making this car the luxury vehicle that it is. Let's go to the powertrain over here for a minute. We're definitely going to add that rear steering. You can see here's that air suspension. It's a 210,000 Rand additional option. It's incredible. It will change the ride completely on your vehicle. I'm going to leave that up to you. We're going to put in our Porsche design sub-second clock always on the front, and we're going to change our calipers out to black because there ain't no red on this vehicle. We look at that. Comfort and everyday usability, always click the comfort access. That is your ability to get in and out of the car without having to pull the key out. I actually did a separate video on the comfort access. Go and watch it. I've always put the 4-zone climate control in as well because it changes the aesthetic at the rear of the vehicle, but is also very functional. As always, we put the Porsche dash cam preparation in so that no one's ripping up ceilings if we ever decide to put a dash cam in. Soft closed doors on these luxury vehicles is an absolute must. It really makes a massive difference and is worth it. From an entertainment perspective, again, this is largely your choice. The Bose system is absolutely perfect. If you want to pull through some of the chrome elements and yes, have a better sound system, you can select the Burmeister and bring the chrome. It is beautiful. It really is. The configurator does it no justice. So let's go to full screen and have a look at our vehicle. It's a Taycan GTS. This is one of the prettiest vehicles you can make at Porsche. Performance is incredible in these vehicles. That mag wheel, absolutely love it. I think it's a total win on all the Taycans. And we've got that black and dark blue going on here on this vehicle. The blue gray, absolutely beautiful. Lots of light coming into the vehicle for our beige interior that's going to pull very nicely through to that dark blue. The Taycan, like the Panamera, gives you that luxury experience, almost limousine type experience, but for the driver. And I think it is totally worth it if you're considering an electric car. Alrighty. So if you need help in configuring your car, that's where I come in. I have spec'd hundreds, thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of Porsches over more than a decade now. I know all the little nuances. I know all the little details that change everything about the multi-million Rand car you're about to buy. Don't make the mistake of trying to tackle the configurator yourself. For the price of less than one of the options I tick today on this Taycan, I will help you make your car perfect. Go to my website, www.myperfectcar.co.za, and book an appointment with me there.